What is happening? What is up? Good morning. It's NFL. Well, actually, good afternoon. It's the NFL divisional round, and this is where things get a little spicy. Last week's games were kind of underwhelming, let's be honest, but I think we've got some great games. And you know, I love these 2 game slates. And guess what? We've got 2 of them back to back. So, you know, we're getting into first touchdown parlays again. Last Saturday, if you watch this exact same video, albeit at a different time, we cashed out a plus 7,100. That's what I got. A couple of the members I saw, Josh got it at like a plus 7,900. All these people sent me screenshots turning $2 into $150, $1 into $90. And I'm sure there's some madman out there that put, $10 on it and cashed out $1,000. But we're gonna hope to do it again, okay? I can't promise you that we build those out and cash them every week, but we did it live on stream last week, so we're going to try to do it again, all right? Let us say what's up. I see Python. Appreciate you, my friend. I know you might not be getting the action on these plays this week, but appreciate you still coming in here and supporting. You are the best. We've got a great Discord. Sergio, no, don't tell me that, Sergio. Blue money back. Been a minute. Listen, we're back, Lee. We're back, all right? We are back, and we're going to shop some plays today. We're going to look at some straights. We're going to build out some parlays. I know this isn't my usual time. I'm kind of all over the place, but Sergio, I'm sorry, man. I know you've cashed out a couple other ones, so I'm thankful for that. But hopefully this week we can cash one out for you. Again, ladies and gentlemen, these are lotto plays when we build those out, okay? These are lotto plays. They're not going to always hit. Let's look at some straight plays. We're going to build out some parlays, and let's get to it. J-Step, what is going on, J-Step? I never get to see you anymore. Don't be a stranger, J-Step. All right, my friend, don't be a stranger. BWA Pete says, I feel a sweep coming. Oh, feels so good to get back on the positive side for NBA. I will say that. NFL's been good to us pretty much all year. I think there might have only been one true losing week. We had a couple where you break even, you make a little bit of money here and there. Nothing exciting, but man, NFL's been great. I'm going to be sad to see it come to an end. All right. Without further ado, I'm not actually sure what I think right now that this version I'm using is the one we're still testing, and it's not out yet in the App Store. So if you have the PropsBot.AI app, yours may look a little different, but here's a sneak preview because there's new features that are coming right now that are already built. So not only are they coming, but they're already built. And look at this. I don't even have the most updated thing, I feel like. So this says Sportsbook over here on the app. That's because that's the way we originally built it. But now it's just going to say book. I want to make it easier. Book, market, odds. Look at this. This says all. Instead, odds is just going to be all straight and parlay. Beautiful. I love it. A little bit clearer for the user, trying to make things as easy as possible. Look at this. Trends bettors. We built these for you. Now, I think this is more applicable to NBA. But you could still look at NFL. There's nothing wrong with using it for NFL. You want to get the highest play that's hit, or the play that's hit the most often over the last 5 games. Bam. Click it. Find one you like and bet it. Look at these hit rates over the last 5 games. 100% hit rate. And you'll go right down the line. Samaje. I've seen a lot of people on Samaje. I've seen it in the – let me zoom. Do I want to zoom out? Oh, that's fine. I've seen a lot of people on it this week. I even saw a couple people in the Discord. I know Big Nick is on it. And I can see why. Look at the hit rate he's had. Samaje always gets it. Now, his receptions are either 1 or 2 pretty much every week here. He's had 1 or 2 reception, against Houston. Look at this matchup. He had 3 the last time. However, Pacheco wasn't there, so I'm not sure if that changes it too much. Pacheco, they've really eased him back into this. So I was looking at his receptions. I was interested potentially to see if there's something there that leans a little bit more to the receptions over the yardage. But I think this is an interesting and a sharp play that you can go on. I mean, look at the whole season. As I said, guys, there's new features. Like, I know this isn't available to everybody right now, but like, my goodness, we got the head-to-head. So if you just want to see how is he done against, Houston in this game, there you go. Just click the head-to-head. Now, for NBA, this will fill up a little bit because there's more head-to-head matchups, more games. Again, some of these features are more useful in other sports than they are certain ones, but still something that I think is useful. So let's take a look at I'm just going to focus on today's games because I'm going live tomorrow. So I'll try to stay away as much as possible from tomorrow's games. Let's look. Oh, one more thing. Everybody wanted. So this is a pseudo of what you asked for. It's not 100% there. We're going to get there. I promise you. But it is getting there. So now we've got all these books. Apparently, we've added some new books in here that I didn't even know about. We've got the books. So let's say if you could only play on Prize Picks, all right? You're in one of the states that only has Prize Picks, or you only have Flip. Flip's a great one. Say I want to, I want to only see lines or plays that I can play on Flip, Prize Picks, and Underdog Fantasy. Now it's still going to show you FanDuel Bovada as being the best odds if that is the best odds for that play. So that's the thing, that we're not all the way where I want to be. I would like it so that you could see the best odds between those three books you selected. We're going to get there. But right now, you know that if these plays are showing up on the board, these are available on those three books: Flip, Underdog, and Prize Picks, as you can see. So that is something that, like, if you only have Flip, I think it would be really helpful. You could just say, hey, I only have Flip. So any play I see, I want to make sure it's on Flip. There you go, Flip. Perfect. So I hope you guys find that helpful. I am listening to all the feedback we get at all times. And let's just put this on all and let's get to it. All right, first game. We're going to start right in order, ladies and gentlemen. Houston and the Texans. Let's talk of how we think it goes. And let me just say, bulk Hulk. Listen, I don't mind, Sergio. I appreciate it. Hulk is bulking. It's wintertime. We're bulking right now, my friend. We are eating extra cookies, extra pie, extra pizza, extra sandwiches, all the things right now. Pacheco 50 plus should be free, 70 plus in every playoff game. Yeah, but Python, like, Pacheco is a bit of an anomaly. Look at his attempts since he's come back. They really have been like easing him into this. So he missed this whole time from 9:15 to 11:29. His attempts per game, you could see, way over, getting all the touches. And then ever since he's come back, much lower. He's averaging, what is he averaging? About 9.8 attempts versus before he was like 18 per game, somewhere around there, 17 maybe if my math. So he was getting 6 or 7 more touches per game. So I think it's an interesting play. I could see if they get ahead, and I'll talk about that in a minute, why that could be a play he hits. But I don't know if I'm going to be betting on that other than maybe throwing it in a parlay. But if you like this play, Pacheco, if you're just going to play the rushing yardage even, 42.5 is the line, and the best odds are always going to be right up here. Quick and easy. You don't even have to search for them. That is at minus 120 on BetMGM there. But there you go. As you can see, there's his hit rate. There's the implied probability here for this play. And you do have it available on Underdog and Prize Picks if you're interested in looking at that. Now, again, guys, the app, the website's fine. The website's great. It's great. It's not fine. It's great. However, we're always on our phones. So let's do this one on our phones, all right? I don't need to use a website. It's very rare that I'm sitting at a computer like this, only when I'm doing research. But most of you guys are probably on the go. You're keeping it moving, and you're hustling. So let's use the app for this play. And let's just look at the KC Houston game, because that's all I care about. We're going to go right in order here. KC and Houston. You've got CJ Stroud, Patrick Mahomes. Let's start with the quarterbacks. Highest confidence for these two plays to the over is CJ Stroud over his passing yardage prop. So we'll just go ahead and click right into that. There's his game logs against, let me see. For some reason, it's not flagging this as a game against them. So I'm going to screenshot that and let the team know. But I can see it. It was right, where was it? Right there. He played Kansas City on the 21st, and he had 244 yards passing. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I think KC wins this game. So if you start with that, and you say, like, let's build out a little SGP for this game, who's going to win? I think KC wins. Now, you're getting taxed heavily. They're 8.5-point home favorites. This is going to be a loud environment for CJ Stroud, who has had an up and down season this year. I think he comes into this game and struggles just a bit. So I'm going to back the Chiefs in this game, but I'm not going to do it there. I'm going to probably do like a minus 2.5 to start the parlay out. And I could totally see this game as being a somewhat lower scoring game, but I'm also not going to take the line that the books have set for us. I'm going to take something like under 51, 52.5 here. And, if we're going to just build these two out, I think you could go 49.5, but you're still not getting great odds. I don't feel super strongly about the over-under here because we know the Chiefs haven't scored 30 points in a game this season, but at any given time, this is playoff Mahomes. So let's move right along to the anytime touchdowns. Now, I'm not going to tease. I'm not going to say the first touchdown yet. I'm going to leave that out there because I know that's what all you degenerates want. So we're going to do that at the very end. So we're just going to stick with anytime touchdowns right now. I'm not touching a running back for the Chiefs. I'm just not going to do it. We've seen enough volatility here that it's just not a play I want to take. I just don't feel strongly about it. Some other people might. Great, no problem. Because I mean, look at Pacheco. Okay, hasn't scored since he's come back from injury. Hasn't scored. Zeros all across the board. Okay. Now I know the data doesn't always mean much, and you could throw more out the window when you get to playoffs and stuff. I get that, and I'm going to preach that, and that's no problem. I don't disagree with that. However, I do think that you want to use our heads here. We still want to use our heads. I actually like Mixon to score a touchdown potentially, and Nico Collins are probably my two favorite plays, which probably isn't a huge surprise. And then the honorable mention would be to Dalton Schultz here, because we know Kansas City struggles against tight ends. Kansas City, I believe, is still the worst team in the league at defending the tight ends. They're strong everywhere else, but tight ends have eaten them up, and we're going to place that into our parlay later on. But again, touchdowns are volatile, so I don't know if I would be rushing to throw Schultz in there. I think I'd go Nico and assume that CJ Stroud's going to give him a couple of chances. I assume he gets 2 to 3 red zone targets this week. Whether or not they'll be successful is up to Nico, but I think he gets the opportunity. That's what we're betting on, guys. We want to bet on opportunity here. Do me a favor, guys. Smash the like button, okay? Please. The stream needs to get out there to the masses. Smash the like button. Hit the like button. Drop comments in here. Let me know what you like. Let me know what you don't like. And let's talk some strategy. But this is where I'm going to start. And then you're rolling it back to the other side. Like I said, I'm not really interested in jumping into these running backs here. I could definitely see some Travis Kelce love. But guys, I'm actually looking at this week are right here in this spot: Marquise Brown and D-Hop. And I'm going to go D-Hop for the sake of this parlay. I think Hopkins is going to be ecstatic to be in the playoffs. I can't remember off the top of my head how many playoff games Hopkins has played in, if he's played in any. But my goodness, like Hopkins, he's going to be psyched to play in this playoff environment. He's definitely never played in anything like it. Let's put it that way. As I said, I like the CJ Stroud line. So I think you just go right over here. Now, if he has a big line, if you're going to put CJ Stroud into a parlay for his over passing yardage, I think you've got to put Nico in there in some capacity, because if he gets there, he's getting there because Nico had a decent game. Like, he has to. He absolutely has to. If Nico doesn't get 80 receiving yardage this week, like, I don't think CJ Stroud gets close to this line. And I think you see CJ Stroud do something like, he'll end with like a line like 187, 190, 195, somewhere around that line. So that is my opinion. And I'd be very curious to see if that comes to fruition. But that is that's my take here on how it goes. I think if CJ Stroud's going to get there, Nico's got to get there, which means that we've got to throw Nico into this. There's nothing else I'm really interested in. I did have some interest in the over 36.5 but you can't put it in parlays. I remember that from last week. Just because I think that the Chiefs are going to lean on the quick passing game. And I am hoping that Houston can keep this competitive enough where it forces, the Chiefs to still throw the ball. So I'm not going to be scared, and I'm not going to be upset if the Texans get the ball first and drive down the field and score. Do I think that happens? I don't know, but that is just going to be good for the way I see this game going, which is the Chiefs win, and Patrick Mahomes has a big day and a lot of yards. But more importantly, I don't know about, if he cracks that 251 or 255 prop, but the attempts I think are going to be there, because they love running those screens, those quick slants. And I'm curious to see if this week is the week we finally see a deep touchdown catch by Xavier Worthy or Marquise Brown. So keep that in mind, guys. I do think that this is the week that you see it. I think they're going to at least take a shot or two. So keep that in mind if you want to, take a look. I think Marquise Brown had a longest reception prop at 17.5 that I have some interest in. 18.5 on a lot of books, 17.5 still on FanDuel. You can see 17.5 on DraftKings. There's his last 5, which are really the only relevant ones here, because these are the games he's played. Did he play that one? Did he come back from injury against Pitt? No, I think these are old. So I think these are the games he's played this year, the 21st and the 25th. So I could be wrong, but wow, look at that. He played 2 games in 4 days. And there's nothing worth looking at for home and away splits. But if you're playing it on something like, let's see, Prize Picks 18.5, Underdog 18.5. What's Fliff at? Anything on Fliff? Fliff 18.5. Yeah, you're gonna only get 17.5 on FanDuel or DraftKings there. So keep an eye on that. It could be Xavier Worthy, it could be Marquise Brown. I think it's gonna be one of the two. Dalton Schultz line at 37.5, I think is okay. But if we're taking the Nico play, let's also take Dalton Schultz. 40 plus is kind of getting up there, but let's just do his regular line at 37.5. So this is highly correlated, guys. This is DeAndre Hopkins and Nico get a touchdown. Nico hits his receiving prop. CJ Stroud's throwing the ball, and Dalton Schultz has success against a team that struggles against the tight end. I think I'm fine rolling just this out right here for a plus 5,400. What's the weather going to be like, J-Step? Look at this site. I got this awesome site here that I love, and this is like, yeah, it says you visit it often. Yes, I do. Chiefs in Houston? That doesn't look too bad. 12 miles per hour is not terrible, I don't think. Listen, I'm not an NFL quarterback, so I say that, but like clear, cold, but not like, listen, not 13 degrees with snow, 24 degrees. These guys can play, and that's Lambeau, or it's Arrowhead. Everybody, the Chiefs are for sure used to it. So I'm not super worried about that. Is it a swirling wind, I guess you could get into? But keep that. Listen, I've said what I've said. All right? You watch for that long ball this week. They're going to at least take a shot on it or two. And it's up to the players to convert it. But Xavier Worthy or Marquise Brown. And this is the first parlay right here. I mean, that's it, I think. I'm pretty sold on this one. Chiefs minus 2.5. A couple of touchdowns on each side. If you want to make it a little less risky, take out one of these touchdown plays. And then it's just CJ Stroud playing from behind. So I'm going to put $5 on that thing for 271. Nothing crazy. Little sprinkle, like I said. That's that one, all right? That's easy peasy. I think there's easy props or easy parlays to build out here. You could take a look at the Dalton Schultz 25 plus. Let me see here. Where's Nico? There he is. I passed him. Nico, honestly, I'd probably go 70 plus or 60 plus. But look at that. That's a minus 121. And you could do CJ Stroud 175 plus, although it might actually tax you on that. But there's some easy way to build out some little small parlays like this. Nothing exciting, nothing crazy exciting, but that's almost plus odds right there. Highly correlated. So I think those are other options of what you can do too. Guys, smash the like button for me. Do me a favor, okay? Let me hop in and catch up on chat before we hop into the next game. Pacheco rushing and touchdown play. Yeah, if you're going to play one, you might as well play the other, right? Jahmyr Gibbs, rush yards, 85.5, good over or anytime touchdown. Personally, I think that Montgomery comes back. I don't think they need to rush him too much. I mean, remember, Montgomery's injury was one that potentially really required surgery. And because he knew how good his team was, smartly, he opted out of surgery and just rehabbed instead. And now he's back, which I'm kind of surprised they rushed him back for this game, unless he's not rushed. I mean, he practiced in full all week, so, he must feel pretty good about it. But, is there a good chance they get ahead in this game and then ease off the gas a little bit? I mean, he'd be the first one to come out, in my opinion. I don't even know if I'd rush him back with a guy like Gibbs out there, unless the thought process is we need to keep both these guys more fresh, in which case that could be what Dan Campbell's thinking, and I don't, hate that logic by any means. So if that's the case, then you could see a normal dosage of Montgomery or a normal split. But if I was them, I would just ease Montgomery right into this thing. But so if you're looking at their touchdowns or anything like that, Gibbs's touchdown play obviously is pretty taxed. So yeah, if you're asking if you can parlay him, that'd probably be a good way to go. Parlay Gibbs touchdown with his rushing yardage. You could also do like Goff 1+. But I'm going to talk. Let's get into this game right now, I guess. Let me pull it all up and everything and see what kind of lines we're looking at. But let me answer a couple of other questions. Justin Watson, it could be. I mean, it really well could be. I'm going to look at because remember, Python, when we're doing these anytime, or when we're doing the first touchdown bets, it's not just the touchdown. Like anybody could take Kyron Williams and Derrick Henry for first touchdown. Woohoo, great. You hit like on a plus 600 or whatever. It's like, nah, that doesn't get me excited. That's not what I'm getting up for in the morning, the plus 600. Come on. I mean, like, could it happen? Yeah. Is it the most likely scenario? Probably. But like, give me these guys that are a little bit longer odds to score these. Quality fives, what is up? I got Andre Hopkins over 29.5 receiving yardage on flip. Yeah, I think that's a solid play. I think that's a sharp play. I really do think that Hopkins in his first playoff game gets enough. I mean, look at this. He was pretty consistent for a while. Down week last week for the whole team, and that was just a weird week to me. His receptions are juiced to the over, so let's assume he's going to get at least 3 receptions here. And yeah, if he gets 3 receptions, I absolutely think that he hits this mark right here. Let's see here. So he didn't have 3 receptions last week. And then most of the other games, he had 3 receptions. Yeah, all the way back through Tampa Bay. So, as you can see, most of the time he had 2 misses here. But 27.5, you said you got it at? Yeah, look at that. Look at that hit rate. Fives, I got you, man. I'm with you. You got it at great odds. Best odds right now look like 32.5. Oh, 31.5 on FanDuel still. 32.5 on most of the other books, and the best odds are a -110 there. But snag it on FanDuel at the same odds, -110. Woo, that's a little value. I know it's only 1 yard, but my goodness, give me the yardage. Give me the value. Look at, he ended with 32 against the Chargers. That matters. When we're talking about this small of a margin, that matters. Snag the 31.5 on FanDuel at a -110 right now. Python, D-Gen Parlay, Pacheco rushing TD, Mahomes, INT, and Watson longest reception. You madman. Before I move on, let's just see what his longest reception is at, because Python brought it up. Can I not get the longest reception? Why don't I have any longest reception lines for him? I got him for everybody else. That's weird. Mahomes, INT, I did look at that. Nope, I clicked the wrong thing. Where is his pass interceptions? Pass interceptions. I mean, Mahomes has been protecting that ball. Now, I know people will say, but he gets bailed out all the time. He has like the most interceptions on plays where, where there's a penalty on the play and he gets the ball back. That's fine. We got him projected for 1 here. Well, I shouldn't say we. The third-party vendor. I want to make that clear delineation here. These are not my projections. The confidence score I will own up to, and I will own it when it's good. I will own it when it's bad. The projections are third-party. Take with them what you will, but they do agree with you here. So, I don't know. It's just like, what about his home and away splits? Let's look at the current season. Wow, look at that. He was on a stretch, and then he's just gone. All right, away games, he has a 62% hit rate on this. At home, 37%. So he throws less interceptions at home. That's for sure. So, I'm not saying I don't even know what that is. But take from it what you will here. I like that we changed this color. I wanted this to match this, but I kind of want this just to be a filter, like a little filter button, like on the main screen, by the way. What do you guys think? I'm looking at just putting like another little filter. I don't think you need a whole big drop down for this. I mean, it'll be a drop down, but it'll be a filter like this button, and then it'll pull it up or whatever, or a drop down here, or whatever. I don't know. I'd rather have it be a filter and then a drop down. It's probably semantics. I'm just getting picky, but that's my preference. All right, we got to get into the Detroit-Washington game now, ladies and gentlemen. 66 people watching across the 2 platforms. I'm sure they're spread out among YouTube, because YouTube's been flagging me. I've just been decimated on YouTube lately. I don't know why. I actually kind of do know why. It's probably just because I've been very inconsistent with my streaming, and that's my fault. Hopefully I can fix that, pump those numbers up, get those rookie numbers up. Mahomes pass completions 25 plus. I looked at that too. He's got a really good hit rate on that. I don't know if there was a real strong reason why I was going to take that, or why I was taking the pass attempts over the pass completions, but I just want pass completions. But I did see that, and there's nothing wrong with that. Andrew, what is up, my friend? Andrew is the man. Check him out on Twitter. Andrew, I don't know your Twitter handle off the top of my head, but feel free to shamelessly plug yourself. But Andrew has been using PropsBot, putting out some good plays. Him and Justin Bruni have been cashing out slips with PropsBot, and great dude. Mad Dog, what is up, my friend? Good to see you, Mad Dog. Looking sharp as always. Good to see you. Appreciate you hopping in here. BetMGM, I got Schultz, Ertz, Goddard, and likely anytime touchdown parlay. Man, the tight end parlay. I at least for sure like 2 of those guys. And I don't hate the other ones, but it's probably not a place I'm going to put my money. But man, I will be rooting hard for you, especially if we get the first 2 today. I'll be watching. All right, let's get to any market here. Detroit and Washington. I'm going to leave it. Yeah, I got it. And we're going to go over here. Detroit and Washington. I think Detroit wins, guys. I'm not taking a dog today. I am taking a dog tomorrow, but I'm not taking a dog today. But I am not going to play that. I'm going to play it at a -6.5, I think. I think the Detroit Lions win by at least a touchdown. But, do I feel great about it? I don't know if I feel great about it, but I feel pretty good about it. And also, wow, look at Montgomery juiced on FanDuel. Guys, this is one of the reasons that PropsBot is so valuable, because you'd open up this FanDuel app and you'd say, okay, that's the line, right? But it's not the line. -140 on DraftKings is the best line right now. And as you can see, the PropsBot does the work for you guys. You don't even have to sit here and scroll unless you don't have that book. Then you got to find your book, but you could have just sorted them out on the front page. We are here to help you and make your life easier. We want you to be a profitable sports bettor, and we want you to get your time back. I don't want you to have to be searching around in a complicated app for, a half hour. I don't want you to have to pull out your laptop to use an app or to do research. That is why I went with the native iOS app. And listen, I think it's user friendly. I think it's easy to use, and I'm going to be putting in some new features that make it a little bit even more user friendly, and also, clarify it for the new sports bettor. But all right, so we're getting taxed to high heavens over here on FanDuel, and but I'm going to eat the tax right now just because it's good for content. I don't want to have to hop off. Now, Montgomery, as I said, you're getting really good odds at -140 for Montgomery because he was a -220 a lot of the year, -185. But I'm just not sure what they're going to do. I think they'll give it to him down in the red zone. I think the Montgomery and Gibbs anytime touchdown parlay is safe. But I would not fault you if you end up going Amon-Ra. Okay? That's my take. So for the sake of this one, the first one was a little unsafe. I'm going to roll this relatively safer play out. And I do like Ertz. I got to be honest. My two favorite touchdown guys this week for the Redskins, I mean, obviously, guys, one of the running backs, yeah, they could score, okay? They could score. Feel free to roll them out. But it's not exciting enough. Now, Eckler is interesting a little bit because he's close to Ertz, but I really like Zacchaeus. I think the safer play is Ertz here. So, we need a little bit less of a safe play because we're getting taxed in some of these other plays. So let's just roll out a couple of touchdowns here. And I think it's a little safer to do more touchdowns in this game because I do think it's a higher scoring game here. Before I go too far, Mini Chaka, my friend, I am with you on the passing yardage prop. It's interesting. That line has come down. So usually that's not a good thing. I'm going to be honest and say that's usually not a good thing, but I just feel strongly enough about it. I think they're going to put the ball in Mahomes' hands and let him throw it, and he's going to throw a lot of screens. I think he's going to hit a deep ball, like I said. It's my intuition. And it might be way off, okay? I don't have the FanDuel contact. I don't have an NFL contact. Let's run them likes up for my boy Hulk. Appreciate you, Mad Dog. Please do it for Mad Dog, all right? If you're not doing it for me, do it for Mad Dog, okay? Can you do that for me? Smash the like button. And all these comments definitely help out, so I appreciate you. Driving like listen, I assume that even might be a typo because you're driving. So, Jack, don't drive and watch the stream or just listen to it, all right, my friend? Do not get into an accident on my account. I would feel terrible, and it's not worth it, all right? I promise. These plays will be available. Okay. I like the Zach Ertz play as a straight play. I don't know how much I feel like the need to jam it in a parlay, though. But I do want to look at Eckler. You know what? Let's keep this up, and let's look at Eckler over here. And I'm not really interested in his anytime touchdown right now. Austin Eckler, let's look at his receptions prop. He's been under 3.5. You can get it at 2.5 on ESPN Bet, but you're getting juiced on it. 2.5 isn't bad, though. I mean, if you look at the line on 2.5 as like a parlay piece, not bad. 2+ is even better. Look at the 2+. So maybe we do alt receptions for him 2+. But if we're going to do alt receptions 2+, I do just want to. Yes, you're not getting much. But for the sake of a parlay, it's actually not bad. 2+ receptions. What's his receiving yardage at? Reception yards. 24.5. don't think Detroit is particularly susceptible against running backs out of the backfield, if I'm not mistaken. How about his longest reception prop? Now that isn't that interesting though? He's hit his longest reception prop quite a bit, even lately, or quite a bit more at least than his reception yards. And sorry if you guys can't see, it's a little bit zoomed, Obviously the numbers get bigger. I think we tweaked them. I hope I didn't make them too big. On a new update, you'll see, I made the numbers a little bit bigger so that they're a little bit easier to see. If you got older eyes, if they're just too tiny the way they are, we're always tweaking things. All right. So if you don't like something, just bear with us. I'm always working on improving it, and let me know in the nicest way possible. And I'm always willing to listen out or hear people out on new things that you guys want. So I'm going to leave the Eckler 2+ in there. And let me look at Zacchaeus, because I really, really do like Zacchaeus this week. I think that what's his face, Terry McLaurin is fine, but he's burned me so many times that I don't know. I don't know if I'm gonna go back to the well on him. I'm not sure. Man, I think Zacchaeus. I think he has more. I don't know why that's coming in 0. I think he has more reception yardage equity than he in upside this week than he does receptions in general. So I don't want to look at his receptions. I'm going to take a look at his receiving yardage prop. And then real quick, actually, you know what I do want to see? I kind of want to see, 25+. I kind of like that. 25+ and rushing. Do I have any interest in rushing? Man, that Montgomery line is so freaking low for him. I know everything I've said has been be careful with Montgomery, but if he comes back and gets any sort of a decent workload. What about his longest reception prop? Remember we were playing that? Ooh, baby. Look at that prop. That's an interesting little guy too. A little you know what? Maybe I'll stay away from the rushing stuff and just do David Montgomery alt receptions if I can. Can I do it? I did have Laporta love too. Hold on, let me pull up my notes. I did do some pre-work here this week. Laporta notes. Where are my Laporta notes? Oh, I know what Laporta notes were. Okay, we'll get to that in a minute. I can't spoil the ending here. Receptions down here. Montgomery. There we are. 2+. Beautiful. There we go. And that's going to be my parlay for this game. I'm happy with it. And we're going to do another $5 parlay. Let's keep them in here for you guys. It's a little juicy. It's a little bit, but there's some easy things, some big things in there. Feel free to take this, guys. And if you want to go Zacchaeus 40+ and remove Montgomery's 2+, something like that, guys. There's a little play. There's a little wiggle room. This isn't the only way to make money this week. But this is one of the things that I'm going to be putting my money on, clearly, because you just saw me place the bet. All right. First touchdowns. We'll do a first touchdown. We'll do an anytime touchdown. We're going to do it. We're going to do it right now. Let's see. Did I say Redskins? The Commanders? Whatever. I'm not surprised, man. They'll always be the Redskins to me from back in the day. Laporta gets a TD. 5s. I got you right now. The answer is yes, I do, actually. And that was my Laporta news, is that I do want to sprinkle in a touchdown for Laporta. So let's look at anytime touchdowns. Man, I have my first touchdown favorites. It's going to be hard not to get away from the anytime touchdown ones, but I think for an anytime touchdown, I'd go Mixon. And on the flip side of the ball, he's not. I mean, this to me is the safest play from this game. I shouldn't use that word. This is like a much higher probability than the other things I want to give you. Okay, so that's what I'll say. But my favorite plays from this game, I already told you my favorite touchdown plays. So give me Hopkins here. And then let's roll out over here. And we're going to look at Laporta. You know what? Actually, for the sake of this one, we're going to go Gibbs and Ertz. And that is my anytime touchdown play, okay? Ertz is Ertz is a good play, I think, this week, guys, by the way. Appreciate you, Errol. Good to see you, my friend. Hey, let me know, Errol. I don't know if I ever saw your message back. Are you all set? Let me know if I owe you anything. If you're all set, I'm happy that that you're good. But please let me know if I owe you anything, all right? No time to hang, but had to say what is up, McCaff. Love you, baby. Appreciate you, Josh. My friend Josh and Jack got into a thing last week of calling me Christian McCaffrey. But listen, there are worse things I've been called in life than a handsome man like Christian McCaffrey. So we got you, bud. Appreciate you, Mad Dog. I appreciate you. Run some NBA up. All right, Lee. I haven't done a lot of research. I'll do NBA at the end if you want. Trauma, Sergio. Trauma, right? Emotional damage. Isn't that what that GIF is or that video? Emotional damage. Yeah, that's what we've got. Emotional damage from Terry. But listen, Sergio, he failed us once, but then he came through the next week in a big, big way. So we've got to forgive and forget. But I'm with you. I don't know if I'm ready for it yet. Guys, look at I made these hats, and I'm really happy with the way they came out and stuff. I think it's real slick the way they did them. But the only thing is for the stream, I wish it was right here. And then when it's backwards, it's it's like on the right side, but I would need it like more by the front, I think, a little bit. Like even just like a little inch. And yes, I've got other stuff too. And these are going out to some people. Oh my gosh, why am I like missing the camera? I've got beanies and some hats are going out. All right. So if you guys are interested in some PropsBot merch, these are going out to the team. Okay. I've got a team of people in the Discord. Whoopsies. That help me out with a lot of stuff. All right. They help me out with a ton of stuff in Discord. We've got an awesome, huge fam in Discord. We've got like 60 incredible members that are all like just great people. And but I've got a couple people that help me like keep the Discord safe and clean from spammers. And so those are going out to the team. I got to get a shirt made for Big Nick. But yeah, I know I do that all the time. Sloppy Joe, Texans 33-17. Sloppy Joe, are you from Houston by any chance? Are you from Texas? Let me know. I'm curious. And listen, yeah, it's the playoffs, man. Anything can happen, but I don't see the Chiefs losing before do I say the Super Bowl? I know I'm going to make a lot of people upset if I do. Did I enter this? There it is. Okay. That's my anytime touchdown slip. Let's clear these suckers out and go with first touchdown. Now I'm going to have to fight the urge to put the same guys in there, but I'm going to do it because the first touchdown market is a little bit different. So let's take a look here. First touchdowns, you want to consider the odds, people. All right. Can we play Mixon at a plus 700? Yes, it's a great play. It's a fine play. I think it's a good play. So let me throw this out there. If you're going to play like a single play, throw that Mixon first touchdown out there for a little sprinkle bet or something. But for the sake of a true degenerate play, we've got to pick one guy on both teams here. And that's going to be tricky because I have a lot of love for Nico at a plus 1,000. And if you're going to give me better odds on Nico for the first touchdown than you are on Xavier Worthy, something ain't right here. Right? Like I just saw that. I can't believe it. Like I'm taken aback right now because I would not have expected. Even FanDuel can't believe it because look, I think they usually sort. I mean, it's pretty rare when they're out of order like that. Okay, well here you go. Here's another instance where it's out of order. But my goodness, people, you're telling me I'm going to get better odds on a Nico first touchdown than Xavier Worthy? Why? Is that throwing anybody else for a loop, or is it just me that's a little bit surprised? Like if you could say, hey, I'm going to give you, you got to place one bet. And if it's Nico and he scores first, I'm giving you, $20. But if it's Xavier Worthy, I'm giving you 19 or 18. 10 times out of 10, 10 times out of 10, out now, brown cow, you're taking Nico Collins, right? Well, I've seen enough. I think you got to go Nico here. If you're going to take somebody on the Chiefs side of the ball, I'm going to build out two of these suckers, I think. I'm going to try to build out two of them, both for sprinkle bets. Let's do the first one. Let's go Nico, and then we'll do the second game, and then we'll do another one where we do a Chiefs player and then opposite, and hope we get the right combination. If you build out three, I think you could kind of put together a better combination here to kind of secure a chance. So if we go Nico, I wrote down Laporta, so I'm going to go with Laporta. I mean, look at that. That's a plus 12,000. Jeez. Let's throw $3 American on this play because we're going to roll out a couple. But my goodness. All right. Appreciate you, Errol. Happy I helped you out, my friend. I'm happy able to get that done for you. It was nothing. It literally took me 2 seconds. I just had to sit down and do it. So don't be a stranger, though, Errol, for sure. I need you. I'm gonna figure that out for you. Okay, don't worry. Jalen first touchdown. Yeah, man, dog, I thought Jalen had more touchdown upside than he's had on the season. And I know, like I said, like you can throw a lot of data out the window, but he hasn't scored a ton of touchdowns this year. But he might run a little bit more in the playoffs. I really think he's going to run more. I mean, I think that happens pretty often. Scary Terry, definitely scary to play. Yeah, that's part of the name, Sergio. He comes with a lot of risk. No, you're good. I knew what you meant, Mad Dog. Yeah, I mean, I think it's totally within the realm of possibility, and I like the odds you're going to get. But I think that the higher – so, like, I think Brian Robinson is more likely to score a first touchdown than Jaden Daniels, and you're getting them at the same odds. That's the problem I have with it. That's the only problem I see. All right, so there's the first touchdown play. Did I put it in? I don't even know. I think I might have done it. So I'm going to do it again. This is how I end up getting away from myself here. All right. So we've built those ones. Okay. So we've got one built. Now we're going to roll it back. And we're going to do a Kansas City player. And I think I'm going to lean Hopkins for plus 1,300 at better odds than Marquise. Give me Hopkins' hands in that end zone. All right. And now we're going to go down here. And I'm going to try in theory to do a Commanders player. And then I'm going to flip it. And I'm going to do 3 total. So now let's roll out a Commanders player. And if I'm looking at it, man, wait, did I already do Ertz? No, I did Laporta. Okay. I mean, look at this Ertz one. A plus 35,000? Are we insane? Yeah. I'll take a free $1,000 today. Done. A free grand. I mean, like Zach Ertz first touchdown. Is it that crazy? No. It's not that crazy. Will it happen? I don't know. Probably not. But, all right. And then we've got to do one more. I'm going to lean on another Chiefs player. I'm going to go Marquise. And listen, guys, you can do whatever combinations you want. And then, man, do I go? Ertz is such good odds. But I think you got to go. I think I'm going to go back to Laporta. Done. All right, what did I just spend? 3 plays? $9? $9? If any one of them hits your, loading yourself up on cash is what you're doing. All right, NBA real quick. All right, so I'm going to be honest and say that when there's NFL like this, I try to devote my time to NFL because NFL is far more popular and I love it more. Close this out. But this is NBA. NBA is heavily trends-based. So let's just start by looking at the last 10. Obviously, some of these are going to be taxed. So if you don't want to see those, just do straight plays. And that'll do the work for you of like removing out some of these things that have a lower hit rate. So now you're going to see the highest play on the board is 90% hit rate on the last 10. You've got Darius Garland in a matchup. Doesn't look like they played Minnesota unless that's wonky. 6.5. There's his last 10 games. I mean, you saw it there. There's his season hit rate, averaging 6.79 per game. Minnesota, not the best matchup. Did Minnesota play yesterday or 2 days ago? Dyson Daniels could be interesting against Boston. Projected for 3 from the independent third-party projections. And you're getting it at plus odds, but the lean is to the under there. Let's see what else we got. Obi Tippin. Trae Young against Boston, over 2.5 3-point made. Let's see here. That could be interesting. I'm going to add a couple of things that'll help us in this search in the next couple of updates. I'm trying to see if anything jumps off the page. Well, you know what? This is what I'm going to do too. I'm going to open up Trey over here. And then I'm going to use this, though. Let's just use this for the sake of like you guys being able to see. Let's go over here. And let's take a look and sort by last 5 games. Paul George, top play on the board for the last 5 at a minus 150 best odds you're getting at over 2.5 3 points against Indy. Ooh, the revenge game. Ooh, that's a good play. Now, I think you're going to have to parlay it, but let's go on over here. We got the revenge game. Indiana, a big favorite. Yeah, let's do that. I wouldn't even be surprised to look at that. First team basket. I think that's interesting, guys. I think this is interesting for a first team basket in this game for Paul George. Now, these are obviously kind of like a lotto slip too, because it's very much volatile. But I think that's an interesting play in this revenge game here. But let's go over here. What question do I want to ask myself here? Yeah, we're fixing that. That's frustrating to me. 21 and a half. Is that the best odds, or you got 20 and a half on Ballybet? Every other book looks like it's bumped to 21 and a half, Paul George. So I bet you'd started at 20 and a half and bumped up. And that's the only thing. I didn't get a chance to look at it yesterday. But let's see his 3-pointers. Where's his player made threes? There we go. So you'd have to parlay it. And let's take a look. Honestly, I think you could come right back over here and parlay it with like the Chiefs or the Lions, actually. Actually, like the Lions better. Look at the money line you're getting. A minus 500 for both of these plays. However, the Lions are a minus 9.5. So that's a better play. All right, I'm going to enter that Paul George 3-point play right there. Again, guys, I mean, I know there's a lot of apps out there that have like a lot of stuff in them, but a lot of it, in my opinion, is completely unnecessary. I'm not saying to only look at the trends, but okay, Philly's not a tough defense. We know that. All right. Indiana's not a tough defense. You've got Paul George playing back in Indiana, where he played most of his career, had a lot of success, probably will get a warm reception, I would think. But you don't think he's incentivized to go out and play well in front of those fans that he played in front of for a long time? Guys, simple. Jalen Green. The man's been tearing it up lately. You're getting this. You can still find it at 2.5 3-pointers made at on DraftKings. Oh, that could be another play right there. That could be another parlay right there. Just parlay or even do 2+ for both these guys. Let's see what we get for 2+. Might not be high enough. After seeing that, it might not be high enough odds here to make it worthwhile. This is going to be a good game, though. That should be a good game. Jalen Green has just been on an absolute tear, and he's been a wagon for us the last couple of games. Yeah, you're not going to get enough on it, but I don't hate the 3+ for him. You can do Jalen Green 3+ and do Paul George 3+. Get yourself some plus odds here. While I'm here, actually, you know what? No, I'll just use it. Do I want to use this? Let's look at a points prop, and let's go by last 5 hit rate. Yeah, Jalen Green's been on fire lately. So they bumped his lineup. It was 20. We were playing it at 22 and a half a while. Yeah, I don't agree with the projection there. Rudy Gobert maybe is interesting. And I was going to do Paul George. So you could do something like this and do Paul George 3+ as well. There you go, plus 162. I'm just going to put a small little bet on this because I'm not researching like I normally would. But that's a relatively easy way you can just use this app and move in and out. Now, who does Boston have on the injury report? Boston Celtics. Porzingis, I think. Porzingis and maybe one other guy for today, I thought. So you want to pay attention to injuries in NBA. Definitely got to be looking at injuries for NBA. This one is not. All right. Trae Young and DeAndre Hunter are probable. Jalen Johnson upgraded to questionable, which is usually a good sign for players. Boston played Orlando last night, so keep an eye on the injury report. Okay, so it's a possibility that somebody gets ruled out. And I think that's why you're seeing this line where it is. I think if they were for sure healthy, you'd see this at like a minus 14.5. Golden State is a big favorite, obviously, against Washington. So you want to try to avoid the blowouts. Cleveland and Minnesota would be a game we could look at. And let's see here. You've got Naz Reid. You know who actually could be interesting on an under? Donovan Mitchell has just not been scoring lately. I mean, look at that. We've got a 65% hit rate to the under for Donovan Mitchell here. That could be interesting. I know the projections, it's going to be a close competitive game. I'm a little leery to take it for sure, but I just want to point that out. Mitchell has not been scoring lately. Let's see what else we got in this game. As I said, Rudy Gobert could be interesting. He's played against Cleveland twice this year, 0 for 2. 0 for 2 on this line. Oh, I'm sorry. Nope, that's from last year. That's from last year data. But against them, he is an 0 for 2 for, like I said, sometimes the hit rates, the head-to-head stuff's helpful. Sometimes it's not. I mean, I have a hard time playing anything but rebounds for Gobert, but you could look at his points and rebounds. His rebounds are 10.5. Had some success against Cleveland in the past. 10.5 best odds on Bailey Bet. But if you're looking at some of these other books, minus 128 on FanDuel, DraftKings. All right. So I've given out a couple of NBA plays. Listen, my friend, don't worry about it, Python. You're not missing nothing. You're not missing anything, my friend. All right. The AFC South has more wins this postseason than the NFC North and AFC West combined. That is true. Representing the AFC South is the Houston Texans. But I've got no big love for them. You know, they're just okay. I'm a Colts fan. You know, I've got no huge love for them. No big skin in the game here. But I do think we get some good NFL games. And guys, all right, so do me a favor on your way out. Like the video, drop a comment. We're going to be streaming tomorrow. Same time if this works for everybody, all right? If it doesn't work for you, hop in the Discord. Let me know. I said I was going to do a giveaway. What I'm doing for today is in the Discord, I asked people to give me their score predictions on today's games. And closest score prediction on the games is going to win coffee or breakfast on me for tomorrow or something like that. So hop in the Discord. The link is in the bio. Appreciate you guys hopping in here, all right? Cannot thank you guys enough for the support you guys are always giving me and, you know, the support you've given PropsBot. New things are on the way. I know you guys don't have access to all this stuff just yet, but it is coming. We're just testing it to make sure it's working. I know there's a couple of little bugs that you don't even probably notice because they're not coming up here, which is awesome because that means things are getting better and we're working on them. Then I'll just have to submit to App Store. It should be a day at most, and bam, we're live again, okay? But no, the app will never go down. It's just the new features won't be available yet. So appreciate you guys, and I will catch you guys tomorrow on the live stream. Shoot me a message on X, hop in the Discord, say what's up, and remember to bet smart and win more.